What up, everybody? I'm Jonathan,
I'm Seven. Peace.
and we're here today, my top five podcast. Today we're going to be doing our top five hip hop rap duos. Now we had to discuss some of the rules when it came to what belongs in this category. So people cannot. So do you want to explain the rules? Explain the rules.
Pretty much our stipulations for our top five rap duos were basically like it can't be like an MC and a DJ. It has to be at least one complete album,
Album.
together. Album. Album.
Album.
What was the other criteria? Yeah, it can't be a group where the group is actually known with two MCs and a DJ.
Right.
But we do have honorable mentions
We
after
do.
we go through our list. And also take into account that these are our top five.
Yes.
Everybody's going to have a different top five.
Absolutely.
And our top five are based on our influences throughout our music resume, our music experiences through life.
Mhm.
So
This-
he'll tell his top five.
This might
I'll tell
age
my
us.
top
This
five.
might age us.
It might
a little
age.
bit.
We might reveal our age during this one. You know what I mean? I don't like to think that either one of us are going to be prejudiced on our or biased rather on our top five picks.
Yeah.
But you know, it is what it is, and we're gonna go from there.
All right. So you want to start, or you want me to go?
Nah, man, you can go first.
All right. So my number five. Now this is one of the first rap duos that I heard growing up. That's because my sister had their cassette. I used to listen to them all the time. And that was Nice and Smooth. I used to listen to that cassette all the time. Just like the style of the music, very like rhythmically. It was, they were just dope. Nice and Smooth was dope. A little bit ahead of their time. But definitely Nice and Smooth was my number five.
True. My number five is EPMD. You're going to see in my top five, might be a little biased, but my top five is based off of my experiences coming up. And, who and what were my influences coming up. It's not so much like today's duos, but it's based off of, my time period. EPMD was definitely heavy. They was doing their thing. You know what I mean? It was very influential in my music taste.
So funny you say that, because number four for me was EPMD.
True.
EPMD for me, they're one of their CDs. Trying to remember the name of the CD with the joint on it. My squad stay on point like that.
That was your shit?
Oh, yo, that album, that whole album was fire. Fire. EPMD. Sorry if I destroyed that song for you when you heard that.
Uh-huh.
But that EPMD as a rap duo, they're definitely up there. Definitely up there for me. That was my number four.
My number four is Smith and Wesson, aka the Cocoa Brothers. Excuse me, I got food in my mouth. When Smith and Wesson first came on the scene back in the days, it's like, I was actually in the streets, so, they was very influential when I was coming up. You know what I mean? You could relate. I could definitely relate to them.
It smells good. What are you eating there?
Protein bar, just a different flavor. This one is blueberry.
Ah,
Yeah, but they were very influential when I was coming up, running around and shit like that. They pretty much they represented exactly the culture and the environment that I came up in. You know what I mean? It's like like when they was spitting, it was like they was spitting about my hood too. You know what I mean? So Smith and Wesson, aka the Cocoa Brothers, is my number four.
does it taste as good as it sounds?
True. It is tasty. Yo, I can't even front. Like, I actually just for the first time tasted the blueberry one the other day. I was like, oh, these shits are good. You know what I mean? I might switch because before I was just regular on the chocolate and sea salt ones.
Right.
But now these are probably gonna be my top. in my top
Top five?
five. Yeah.
For protein bars?
Mhm,
Maybe we'll
for
do that
protein
one. We'll
bars.
do that one week.
This specific flavor and shit.
All right, so that brings us to number 3. Now, once we get to the higher numbers, you know, it gets a little bit trickier for me. But for number 3, for me, it's Mobb Deep. Mobb Deep goes to number 3. Quiet Storm. Like I'm a little bit younger than you. I'm not gonna go by age, but you know, definitely '90s hip hop was a big influence on my music, the type of music I listened to, and you know, definitely Mobb Deep had a heavy influence on my music taste in those days. So
Sure.
Mobb Deep's my number 3.
True. My number 3 is MOP, Mash Out Posse. Again, influential. The shit they spit and talked about in their rhymes and everything was everything that I was into coming up. You know what I mean? It's like I said, they was talking about my hood. You know what I mean? Their hood is like a mirror image of where I'm from. You know what I mean? So MOP, and you know, they definitely nice with it, and they definitely bounce off each other. Like they're a great 1-2 punch. You know what I mean? Like you listen to an MOP fucking song, you ready to go out and beat somebody
Absolutely.
the fuck up.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Rob something. You ready to catch a whole bunch of felonies, pretty much. You know what I mean? You gotta love it.
Yeah.
MOP, number 3.
3. All right. So number 2, for me, this rap duo, they didn't stick together for long enough because I believe one of them stopped performing, stopped rapping in total, and only one of them kept going. That's the Clips. I'm a big Clips fan. Anyone that was in my circle or group of friends, like that, the Clips were, we listened to them a lot.
True.
You know, same kind of vibe you get from MOP. You listen to Clips, you want to start selling drugs. You want to
You
start
wanna
doing
go
all
buy
sorts
some
of-
weight, start
Yeah.
putting some weight on the block.
Yeah, you know, and like and when their albums are being produced by like Pharrell by Neptunes and stuff, like their beats also just everything went hard on their albums. So for me, the Clips, number 2, for me.
True. My number 2 is Mobb Deep. Another influence is like, you know, the same vein. You know what I mean? They came from the projects. I grew up in the projects. You know, I could relate. I could relate to everything they were spitting about, everything they seen in their hood and their experiences. I could relate to all that. You know, Havoc and rest in peace, Prodigy. You know what I mean? It was a great team. You know what I mean? That's all I got to say about
Yeah,
that.
like-
Number 2, Mobb Deep.
So my number 1, and I don't know how this cannot be everybody's number 1, but I have a feeling it's not going to be your number 1 because somebody's biased a little. But I'm going with Outkast. Outkast as a rap duo, like it's hard to think of a duo that has done more than them, or has been as successful, or had the longevity they had, albums, everything. Like they even did separate albums and put it out as one.
Right.
Love Below.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, yeah. Outkast to me, like just musically, Andre 3000, Big Boy, they both on themselves as independent artists were unbelievable, and together, like their music together also unbelievable. 8 to Aliens, like I can go on and on and on with about Outkast, but for me, number 1 is definitely Outkast as the top rap hip hop duo. That's just my preference.
Right. And my number 1, which a lot of you gonna say is biased, you know, some of you that know me, but it is what it is. Method Man and Redman. He probably already guessed I was gonna say that.
Yes.
But
I knew it. Buy it. You can't really go wrong.
listen, at the end of the day, even if I didn't work with them, they'd still probably be my number 1. You know, the proof is in the pudding, the proof is in the work, the body of work. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They
movie.
tear a stage down.
We got a movie together.
You know what I mean? They got a movie together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's basically on wax, on stage, on film. It's like, come on.
That's like an overall duo, like iconic.
Right. They
Duo.
cover a
Not-
lot.
not
They
just-
check a lot of boxes.
Not just music.
Right. They check a lot of
I
boxes.
can respect that.
they pretty much did like 2.5 albums. I would say the How High soundtrack was like the half album.
When did they add that extra L in album?
Well, they did 2 Black Albums. They did Black Album.
Album.
Album?
Al-
Oh, yeah,
album.
album. Whatever. I'm from New York, and as you'll see also too, if you look at my whole 1 through 5 is all New York artists. You know what I mean? That's not to take nothing away from anybody else. These are my experiences when I was coming up, and these were the as far as duos go, these were the heavy influences in my life coming up.
Like,
You know
I
what I
grew
mean? I
up-
listened to a lot of hard New York
Yeah.
hip hop coming up.
I grew up in Toronto, and I can't really think of a rap duo in Toronto growing up. But like we were, you know, we were exposed to like pretty much all hip hop from everywhere. Just like I guess you would be here, but we wouldn't be biased towards like New York rappers
Right.
or Chicago rappers.
Right.
Because we didn't really have, we had certain rappers, and like growing up, I had Cardinal Official, Chalk Claire, Maestro Fresh West. You know who that is?
No, Socrates came later though.
Yeah, Socrates. And then obviously, like as the years go on, more and more artists come around, and then you know, someone like Drake comes along.
Drake, Tory
and
Lanez.
really put the Toronto music
Seen
on the map.
Right.
I mean, definitely, but there's definitely guys ahead of him that, you know, helped pave the way. But yeah, if you can think of a rap duo from Toronto, comment down below, because I can't think of one off the top of my head. I might be missing somebody, but I can't really think of a rap duo from Toronto. If you can think of them, message down in the comments below. Let me know. But yeah, so he has some honorable mentions. He wants.
You don't have
to.
no honorable mentions?
Yeah, maybe a couple.
Spit 'em.
Crisscross was one. You know, I was very young when Crisscross came out, but Crisscross was, you know, I dressed up with, I put my baseball jersey backwards, my jeans backwards one day, Crisscross Day. We had Crisscross Day in school. Like, that's how big they were.
Right.
And this is in Canada.
Right.
So, like, they definitely, their music definitely had crossed the border and had an influence on us young kids, and we could rap along. So Crisscross is probably one that I would definitely put up there. One that's not as talked about as much, because they didn't do a bunch of albums together, but Black Star, Mos Def and Talib Kweli.
Didn't they only do one album?
Yeah, I think they might have done one. There might be two, but definitely did one. That album was amazing. So that's definitely one I'd honorably mention, because that album was really good. All right, who you got?
Honorable mentions, and some of my honorable mentions, like I said, they didn't make it into my top 5 because is a couple of them is just like the MC and the DJ. You know what I mean? Our stipulations were 2 MCs, even if one of them is a producer or a DJ, but they both spit. You know what I mean? Ray and Ghost, honorable mention. Salt and Pepper, you know, they had Spinderella, so they didn't, truthfully, that's the only reason why they didn't make it in my top 5. Yeah, because, you know, Salt and Pepper was doing their thing. Let's not get it twisted. Run DMC, Gangstar, Eric B. and Rakim, Nice and Smooth, The Dog Pound, and Outkast. Those are my honorable mentions, in no particular order.
If we missed anybody that you would put on your list, let us know. Comment down below. Don't forget to like our video, and subscribe, share it if you want. Yeah. So this
The
week.
Yin Yang Twins.
Oh, forgot about them. The Yin Yang Twins. That was big.
But yeah, of course.
Timbaland and Magoo also.
Yeah,
Timbaland and
you know,
Magoo.
but they, you know, they didn't have that influence. Like I was going for the ones that I was really like, you know what I mean? Like everybody I mentioned that's in my top 5, they heavy in my.
We were just doing honorable
They
mentions.
heavy in my playlist.
We're just doing honorable
Yeah.
mentions.
Oh yeah, the honorable mentions. Yeah.
Timbaland and Magoo. That's another duo. I completely forgot about them.
Right. Or they do like one. They did one album.
They did
right?
a few. I think
They did a few?
They did a couple. Yeah.
True.
Capone and Noriega.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
another
forgot all
one.
about CNN. I ain't even going front.
Yeah, that's another one.
Right.
See, like that. When I do it off the top of my head, all of a sudden they start popping up in my head.
Right.
So I might have actually put, you know, Capone and Noriega ahead of Nice and Smooth, but I'm gonna keep my list the way it is because Nice and Smooth once again is one of the first, you know, rap albums I heard. growing up. But yeah, if you can think of any that we missed, if you like our list, whatever, feel free to comment. Look forward to seeing you guys again next week. Until next time, peace.
Peace.